This is the first in a series of videos called Spell Checker Tutorial. This specific video is called Getting Started, Create the Project. The first thing that you will want to do is create a new folder on your machine. It does not matter where it is on your computer, but I'm making it on my desktop for ease of access. So now I'm calling it tutorial because I'm creating a tutorial for you, but you can call it whatever you want to as long as you know it will be for this program that we're going to be creating. The next thing you're want to do is going to want to open Microsoft Visual Studio. You should have this on your machine, and if you don't, then you should stop right now and get it. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a new project by going File, New Project. It's going to be an empty project, and we are going to browse for the file that we just the folder that we just created. So right now, it is currently in the location that we want. So we're going to call it Spell Checker Tutorial. We're going to say OK. And this might take a little bit to create the project, but that's okay. The first thing that we want to do when we get to this screen is we're going to right-click Source Files, Add New Item. It's going to be a .cpp file, and we're going to call this Spell Checker. Add, and it should pop up right below there, and it should open a white screen here with nothing on it. This is where we will be doing all of our coding, and yeah. The next thing that you'll want to do is to download the dictionary from the website that is on the website that you are on right now. It should be right below this video. I have mine on my desktop right here. So since I already downloaded it, so we're going to open our tutorial file, and we're going to go into where we just made our class right here, the spellchecker.cpp, and we're going to move that right in there with all those things. After that, we're going to go back to our Visual Studio project. We're going to go to Resource Files over here on the right, Add Existing Item. It should be right here. Add, and it will pop up right there. The next thing is to open Notepad or some other word editing, and we're going to just create a blank document for right now. We will use this in later videos. We're going to save as. We're going to find the same file that we just saved the dictionary to, right here, and we're going to call this file input. It should be a .txt file. Save. We can close that window. Same thing as we did with the dictionary.txt, and add, and it should be right there. When we double click on those, it'll open over here. The dictionary.txt contains a list of 118 or so thousand words of the English dictionary, and the input should just be a blank file. The next thing, we're actually going to start writing on our spellchecker.cpp file. So we're going to create a little class header here at the beginning so we can see what this class is doing when we first take a look at it. So we're going to write spellchecker.cpp, maybe tab over twice. And the purpose of this file is going to be to read from a file and output errors. We're going to write the author, which will be your name. I spelled author wrong. Tab over twice and write your name. You can write your first and last name, but I'm just going to write my first name. Next thing you're going to want to do is write the creation date. It's kind of nice to have these in the same line just for formatting reasons, so we can do that. And that's it. So right when you just take a quick glance at it, you can just get a few things about the class. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to write some imports, which is in C++ hashtag include. These, if you worked in another programming language, it might be called import or other things like that. But for C++, it's in hashtag include. Some of the things that we're going to need to include are the algorithm library. This will help us do some later algorithms in the program. Kind of obvious. We're going to import IOStream, which lets us do input output with the console. FStream, which lets us do input output with files. IOmanip, string for the string class, and last but not least, vector for the vector class, which is like arrays in other programming languages. And the last thing that we're going to do is using namespace std. This will allow us to use commands in C++ with the console, so we don't have to type in std with 2 colons on every single, almost on lots of lines. And the last thing that we're going to do is create a main method, so int main. And since it is a data type of int, we're going to have to return 0. It can be any number there, but 0 just usually works all the time. And that is all for this specific video. Thank you for watching.